arrives to Barcelona. And of course, it's a good example that you never know when the chance can arrive to join us. Also, he has said the best club of the world. I am in the best club of the world. This is what Kun Agüero has said. And of course, he's really excited to be back at La Liga Santander.
Yes, you find it even surprising that Agüero is just 32 years of age, because we've seen him for so long. He made his debut at a very young age in Argentina, signed for Atletico de Madrid, just 18 years old he was back then. And then, of course, he's played for Manchester City for 10 years, and signing Sergio El Kun Agüero, of course, is synonym of goals. Sergio El Kun Agüero will get you goals because he's got that instinct inside the box. Even though he's not a very tall player, his main area of influence is inside the box. That's where he maneuvers the best, and Sergio Agüero has a great knack for scoring.
Goals and titles, Robert, because Agüero has won 17 titles in his career. Of course, one of the big highlights of his career was in 2011-2012 season, the first year that he was in Manchester City. He scored a late goal in the 94th minute in the last week of the season, and the league was in play between Manchester City and the big rivals, Manchester United.
Yeah.
And that late goal in the 94th minute was the start of a successful career for Agüero in England and in Manchester City, because Manchester City won their first Premier League since 1967-1968. Big moments for Agüero, that has spent 10 years in England, 10 years in the Premier League. Of course, a good experience that he has learned from one of the best leagues also in the world. And now he's at Barça, and he arrives here for free as a free agent after spending and ending his contract for Manchester City. So also that's something really positive for Barça, because he arrives free of charge.
Yes, and there is a first and official handshake for Sergio El Kun Agüero. A round of applause at the Llotja President Josep Sunyol. And here, El Kun Agüero receiving his first Barça jersey. Of course, we're seeing this season's Barça jersey. We have not presented next season's Barça jersey yet, so El Kun Agüero will be presented in the 2021 first kit. But still,
we don't know yet,
moment.
And we don't know yet, of course, the number.
True.
Because that's that. But we know what is gonna appear in the shirt is Kun Agüero, because depending on the club he has been, sometimes Agüero, then Kun. Well, yeah. So this in Barça he will wear Kun Agüero, and of course, special moment for him to join Barcelona. He will become the 27th Argentinian player, and now he's gonna sign here this good moment for Agüero.
Yeah, that great illustration of Sergio El Kun Agüero becoming a culé. Benvingut culé. It says, welcome culé, to a great legend in Argentina. I would qualify him as a legend in Argentina. He is definitely one of the greatest players of all time there. He has played up to 97 times for La Selección Absoluta, for the Albiceleste, and he scored 41 goals with them.
Yes, and he started an era in Argentina with, of course, Leo Messi, Di Maria, a lot of players that were in the Olympics in 2008. They won the gold medal, beating Nigeria 1-0. Actually, Di Maria was the player who scored that goal. And then, of course, one World Cup final, 3 Copa America finals. They have been there, really close to win a big title. Let's see if this summer it can be the chance for Argentina to win this Copa America. But of course, this generation of players that have been an important part of an era in Argentina, and Kun Agüero has been a key player, of course, for them.
Yes, and of course it's been a very busy day today for Sergio El Kun Agüero. He was in Barcelona early in the morning. He underwent all the medical tests at between 12 and 2, Ciutat Esportiva, Hospital of Barcelona as well. Now the official presentation, and it's a very exciting day, but also a very hectic day. He talked to Barça TV exclusively as well. And, of course, a very excited Sergio El Kun Agüero. I think for football players, when they sign for Football Club Barcelona, this is one of the days that is very hard to forget for them.
Absolutely. Now, after signing this contract, he will be for his first time at the Camp Nou in the grass for the traditional first moments with a ball in the stadium. And after this, the official press conference, as you just said, Robert, Agüero will give his first words as a Barça player. Busy day for him. And after that, as we said, he will travel to Argentina to join his colleagues there in the national team. A Copa America that in the end will be played in Brazil and not in Argentina. The debut for the national team of Argentina will be the 13th June. So some few days for him with, I think, lots of emotions. And look at this brilliant stadium, the Camp Nou,
exactly,
of course.
Yeah. What a beautiful scenery.
Beautiful scene, and Kun Agüero will be not for the first time, of course, at the Camp Nou, because he has played lots of games when he was defending Atletico de Madrid's colours.
And the Manchester City as well.
Exactly, and with Manchester City in the Champions League. But of course, it will be a special moment to wear for the first time Barça shirt.
Definitely, and of course we want to say hi to everyone watching from on Barça TV Plus, on our social media channels, on YouTube, on Facebook. We're seeing right now how El Kun Agüero went for his medical test earlier on in the morning. Of course, exciting times for the now former Manchester City player. And as you said, Bruno, he's coming off of just playing for Manchester City last Saturday. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to win that Champions League, but time for new things for Agüero.
Yes, actually, the Champions League is one of the big titles that he has not won, because he has won one Europa League for Atletico de Madrid, one European Super Cup, 5 Premier Leagues, 1 FA Cup, 3 Community Shields, and 6 League Cups, and also 2 Under-20 World Cups, and a golden medal, as we said in
Beijing,
in the Olympics. Exactly. So, winning the league and the Champions League and also the Copa del Rey can be good objectives for him in the 2 years contract that he has signed until the end of 2023.
After going to the hospital in Barcelona, he also went to the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper for the rest of his tests. So a first taste of the Ciutat Esportiva for Sergio El Kun Agüero. Those will be the training grounds where he'll be training as of next season. We'll have to see if after the Copa America he joins the team earlier on. And we're going to listen to Agüero.
Well, arriving here to Barcelona, the best club in the world, it's a great decision, and of course I will try to help the team to win titles. A big step in my career. I am really happy, and hopefully we can win lots of titles. I will try to play and help the squads. And individually, if the team goes well, that's the most important thing. We are a team, and I will try to do my best for the team. I want to arrive at the final part of the season with chances to win everything. And for our fans, I just want to send them a big hug. I will try to do my best. I want to enjoy, and I want the fans to enjoy my game. They've seen me playing for the clubs, but now I am in Barcelona, and I will try, as I always done, give my best.
Those were the words of Sergio El Kun Agüero for Barça TV. An excited Agüero, who, of course, wants to be an important part in the team. We'll have to see which role he has next season. He's had some trouble with injuries this season. Let's hope that he can overcome those and become a regular part for Football Club Barcelona in the 21-22 season. And yeah, as I was saying before, Bruno, Sergio Agüero equals goals.
Absolutely. And Robert, I want to ask you something. I don't know if you know why they call him Kun, because this is something that probably most of our viewers now are going to be asking.
I seem to remember from back when he was playing for Atletico in the first decade of the 2000s. Did it have something to do with a cartoon in Argentina or something like that?
A cartoon in Japan.
Oh, in Japan.
Because, I mean, Agüero used to watch a Japanese anime series called Kum Kum. Oh. And it was his grandparents who started calling him Kun because of a certain similarity between the child and character, and the name has stuck ever since. So this is, something crazy. You were mostly right with your idea about the cartoons.
I seem to remember that. I'm going to ask you another question, Bruno. How many goals do you think that Agüero scored against Barça while he was playing for Atlético de Madrid?
Just Atlético de Madrid.
Just Atlético de Madrid.
5 goals?
You studied, Bruno.
No, honestly.
It was
I guess it. I know more or less probably around 3 and 6, but yeah, good to know it.
It was 5 goals with Atlético de Madrid and 1 with Manchester City in a defeat for City, a win for Barça at the Etihad Stadium a few seasons back in the Champions League. And Agüero, I was saying before, a player who, for his height, is very good inside the box, and he scores. He can score from headers. He knows how to get into a position. He has that goal-scoring instinct. He can sniff goals.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be really useful for Barça because it's true that probably this season, I mean, there was not a kind of a clear number 9. Griezmann is not exactly a number 9, and Agüero, well, he of course knows what it means to score goals, and he knows to play there, and it's a kind of his natural position. So I'm sure that Agüero will help a lot the squad up front, scoring goals. That is something really important in any football club. And actually, in England, he has set a number of records, including a club record and 60 goals for Manchester City, 83 more than the previous holder that was Eric Brook in the interwar period. So to I think explain a little bit the importance of Agüero, of course in his skills, but also, as you were saying, Robert, that he's a top scorer, and that's something I think to take into account, because it's true now he's 32, but it's a good time now with all his experience to show. And when you have your goal in your DNA, it doesn't matter how old you are, because this can, I think, help a lot Barcelona. And we're talking about a top-class player, Kun Agüero, that for sure is going to be an important part of this team.
Yes, definitely. I'm sure he'll be able to contribute a lot in terms of scoring. It hasn't been a bad goal-scoring season for Barca, but there have been moments in which we've heard Ronald Koeman this season complain about how the team wasn't being clinical enough with the opportunities created, especially in the early part of the season. And I think the addition of Agüero is definitely going to help in that sense. Agüero knows how to score goals. He finds the back of the net with ease. And you were talking about his 260 goals. 184 of them came in the Premier League, and that turned him into the player with the most goals with one single team in the history of the Premier League, ahead of some very important names like Wayne Rooney, like Thierry Henry, like Alan Shearer. So yeah, it's impressive. He's a legend.
It's impressive, exactly, because when you read these stats, you realize all what Kun Agüero has done in the Premier League, and now back in La Liga, he also wants to surprise everyone, and not just scoring goals in league games. He also knows what it means to play well in important moments and important dates. For example, the European Super Cup, when Atlético de Madrid won Inter, and it wasn't the same Atlético de Madrid that is right now. He gave an assist and he scored a goal. And well, now he's in the dressing room, Robert.
There he is in the dressing room, getting ready to step onto Camp Nou for his first official touches as a Barca player. After that will come the press conference. We'll be translating it from here, from Barca TV Plus and Barca's YouTube and Facebook channel. And it looks good on him, doesn't it, Bruno, the Barca kit?
Yeah, I think he has changed a little bit his look since his first years in Spain.
Yeah.
But yeah, this shirt, these pants, these colors, great image to see Kun Agüero wearing Barca's shirt. There are always rumors, and you sometimes see in the papers this kind of collages of pictures with some top-class players with Barca shirt when there are some rumors. But now
Photoshop helps with everything.
Absolutely,
and Photoshop makes anything possible these days.
But once you've seen it here real, is something really special. I think we also have Kun Agüero now in the tunnel, just a few meters the grass.
If you guys are waiting to see Sergio El Kun Agüero stepping on to Camp Nou for the first time in a Barca jersey, well, we're just seconds away from seeing that. There is our colleague Aviv Levy from Barca's social media channel, the official photographer Miguel Ruiz also stepping onto the field, and you can see Barca TV's cameraman as well. So that means that Agüero is just a few seconds away from stepping on to Camp Nou.
The big moment is about to arrive. We're going to see Kun Agüero and I think he's going to surprise everyone. He has great skills, and hopefully he's going to show it now a bit in the stadium. Unfortunately, empty stadium for this kind of presentations, because sometimes with these big names we see a full crowd, and also non-usual ticket season holders that can have the chance to visit the Camp Nou and be in these presentations. But now there we seen President Joan Laporta and Kun Agüero with a big smile again.
Yes, there are the first steps of Sergio El Kun Agüero as a Barca player on to Camp Nou. Official photographs as well. And there he is, and you make a great point, Bruno. It's a shame that there aren't fans at the stadium, because we've seen some great presentations at Camp Nou. I always remember the one with Ronaldinho, Thierry Henry as well. The stadium was full, and there's a great Argentinian community as well living in Barcelona, so I'm sure they would have made their way over to Camp Nou today. It's a great shame that they aren't there to witness this moment, but hopefully next season we'll have fans back in the stadium and they will be able to see Sergio El Kun Agüero scoring goals for Barca. We'll see Agüero posing for the pictures as well, and his first official touches, which we were debating before, Bruno, is a thing that's been done for a very long time, and I don't know if we should put players under that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Agüero, I think he's an experienced player. He's not gonna feel probably this pressure as a youngster coming up, or a young player coming from smaller teams. He has been now playing the Champions League final, and he's gonna know, of course, to fight with this kind of pressure. It also has to be quite impressive to see the empty Camp Nou here, so big. He's happy. He's, I think, in this mature age that he can give lots of things to the club, and this sentence that he has been saying for Barca TV, I want to arrive to the end of the season fighting for everything. I think this shows the DNA of El Kun. He's a winner player. He likes to win. And now lots of pictures here with the media also from Catalonia, from Spain, from all the world, of course, everyone with big expectations. We are talking about Kun Agüero, one of the top class players of the world.
Well, yeah, exactly. He is. Well, we were talking before about his honors with Argentina. He's the third all-time scorer for Argentina, only behind Messi, because Messi has to be the top in everything, and Gabriel Batistuta.
A legend, an absolute legend, of course, of Argentina. And Robert, I also have a question for you now that we are talking about Argentina. And do you know, I've just told you before that this the 27th Argentinian player, okay? Do you know some names of important Argentinian players that have played for Barca?
Do you have the whole list?
I have the whole list. I have to accept, of course, that the first names sound a bit old for me, but the recent ones are, there are some of them that were also important in Barca's history.
Okay, so I'm going to say that getting 50% of them would be a great success for me, but... Yeah. So we've had Lionel Messi and Javier Mascherano, of course. Diego Maradona. We've also had Roberto Bonanno, who's a goalkeeper. And I'm a bit stuck after that. I mean, I'm sure there've been lots more. Rafa Zubiria, of course, back in the 70s. I also remember
Juan Antonio Pizzi.
Pizzi, of course, but he played for Spain.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to help me, Bruno.
Mauricio Pellegrino, who also recently was manager in La Liga for Valencia, for Alavés. Javier Saviola, el pibito.
Oh, Riquelme, Saviola, of course.
Exactly. Juan Román Riquelme, that also was an important player for Villarreal.
Juan Pisorín.
This is in the early 2002-2003 season.
I have another one, Gavi Milito, of course.
Milito, a great centre-back
who had bad luck at Barca. He had a very bad luck at Barca. He got injured in the first season and never fully recovered from that.
And there was another striker that arrived in a winter transfer market that scored, Maxi Lopez, who scored a vital goal in the Champions League, and also was, quite a special player, Maxi Lopez, and that also is remembered for his skills. And then, we have, of course, you said Maradona, and then all the players, Daniel Astegiano, Zubiria, you said it, Juan Carlos Heredia, Bernardo Cos, Carlos Medrano, Huberto Jiménez. We are talking now about the 50s.
Yeah,
so.
I have to be honest, I don't remember those names.
Yes.
I do not remember those names. But El Kun Agüero has just left the pitch. The media is moving over to the press conference room, where in a few minutes we'll be listening to not the first words of Sergio El Kun Agüero as a Barca player, because he's already talked to our colleagues at Barca Barça TV, but we will be hearing from him for the second time as a Barca player.
He hasn't made touches with the ball. I don't know if he was yet a bit tired after the Champions League final or then he has to also travel. But yeah, he has had some pictures at the Camp Nou, and this is now the live image from the auditori, from the press. Well, the place will. Kun Agüero will give his first words as a Barca player. It has been a busy morning in Barcelona, lots of rumors, lots of news, but in the end, Kun Agüero is here. He's being presented right now, and as we were saying, a legend in England, in Manchester City. Also, he was a key player for Atletico de Madrid. It was the top signing for Atletico de Madrid, the player that was most expensive for them in 2006 when he arrived to Atletico de Madrid. And of course, having other players that have cost more, like Joao Felix, Diego Costa, Antoine Griezmann, or Lemar, when they moved to Atletico de Madrid. But well, he cost 21 million euros in 2006.
That was a record, yeah.
It was a big money. And then yeah, he moved to Manchester City for 35 million euros in 2011. But yeah, important things with Atletico de Madrid. It was the beginning of this new Atletico de Madrid that has been successful in the recent years. The origins with Quique Sánchez Flores, winning this Europa League in Hamburg against Fulham in the extra time.
Initially, he played with Fernando Torres, if I'm not mistaken. Then with Diego Forlán.
Exactly.
And Agüero had
Falcao
as well. Did he coincide with Falcao once? Maybe the last year. But Agüero definitely. And I was just thinking right now, you talk about 21 million euros when he signed for Atletico de Madrid. And back then, those were important numbers because I seem to remember Ronaldinho was around that.
25, I think.
25, more or less, around that number. So just take into account, he was already considered at 18 years of age. A very promising young prospect, and Atletico played a record transfer for him. It's kind of comparable to the situation they have now with Joao Felix.
Yes, and when you arrive from South America to Europe, your first experience is not easy because, sometimes they are great players, but other ones that they arrive to Europe and they don't adapt well. So, it was a kind of an important investing for Atletico de Madrid, and of course, it worked really well for them, and years later for Manchester City. Robert, actually, I was checking now, Falcao arrived the summer that
Agüero left.
Exactly, Agüero left, and it was a good substitute, I think, also for Atletico de Madrid. A couple of years just in the club from Madrid, but yeah, he scored 52 goals. Falcao also, so he was a good player who replaced Kun Agüero.
Yeah, and we're seeing once again the footage of Agüero this morning going to the hospital in Barcelona to undergo his first medical test. He later on went to the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper. This is the first day for Sergio El Kun Agüero as a football club Barcelona player. We've seen him sign his contract already. We've seen him make his first steps on the pitch, posing with the Barca jersey. I saw some fans commenting on the live stream on YouTube saying no juggling today. Sergio Agüero didn't do any juggling with the ball today, but in a few seconds, as we were saying, or in a few minutes, we will be listening to Sergio Agüero in the press conference alongside the president, Joan Laporta. There's the footage of him at the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper. Today, he's the first time he's been to the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper as a Barca player.
Yes, and Robert, more interesting things about Kun Agüero. Something also curious is that it's a big family, the Agüero's family. There are 7 children, and there are 7 brothers in total, and Sergio is the second in his family of 7. And also, football is in the family because Kun's 25-year-old brother Mauricio is currently at Independiente in Argentina. Well, Agüero played, of course, while 23-year-old Gaston has played in Spain, Mexico, but now he's back in Argentina playing for the third time.
Let's listen to what Agüero had to say.
Yeah, Barca, best club in the world. I think it's a good decision for me to be here, and I will try to help the team to win titles. A big step in my career. I am really happy to be here, and I want to help the club. I want, of course, to play and try to help my team. And if the team goes well individually, it also will be good for me because the most important thing is the team. And I will try to just help my squad. And I want to arrive to the end of the season trying to win titles. And for our fans, I want to send a big hug for them. I will do my best, and hopefully they will enjoy my football with Barça shirt. They saw me with other teams, but I will try, as always, to give my best.
Those are the words of the new Football Club Barcelona striker, Sergio Kun Agüero. We'll be listening to his press conference in a couple of minutes. And, of course, don't forget, guys, those of you watching, that you can follow us on Twitch later on, giving the full reactions of this special day for Sergio Kun Agüero. Myself and Sarah Salapur will be analysing the signing of Sergio Kun Agüero on Football Club Barcelona's Twitch channel as of 8:30 local time, so in about an hour and a quarter. Don't forget to come follow us over there.
And also, Robert, coming up in the following days, a special program for Kun Agüero. Welcome, Kun Agüero, where all the fans will have the chance to know a bit more about the new signing for FC Barcelona. Here now we are seeing the images of the special moment always of the signature of the contract. President Joan Laporta, Vice President Rafael Yuste, and new top class player, new Barça signing, the first one of the 21-22 campaign, Sergio Kun Agüero.
Definitely a top signing. We've been going over his numbers for Atlético de Madrid, for Manchester City, for Argentina as well. He's a renowned goal scorer, and he will be finding the back of the net next season for Football Club Barcelona. There's the official handshake after signing his contract as a Barca player for the next season. He is the first signing for this upcoming 21-22 campaign. The first signing under new president Joan Laporta.
Yes, the first signing probably of many more players that will join the club. Like always in football, the summer transfer market, lots of things happens. I think it's also going to be a busy summer for lots of clubs. Agüero, who played the Champions League final last Saturday, he lost against Chelsea 1-0. He played in the second half. And of course, he will try to win one of the titles that he still doesn't have, this Champions League, playing for Barça in a new season, in a new exciting season, with all the youngsters that are in the club that have showed this year their level. Added to the experience of players, of course, like Captain Leo Messi, and of course now Sergio Agüero will add this point of experience to the team. 17 titles in his career, Kun Agüero, many goals, a top goal scorer, also an Olympic champion in a summer that actually are Olympics in Japan, if of course everything goes well. And now, after this busy day for him, he will travel to Brazil to join the Argentina national team to play La Copa America.
Definitely. These are busy days for Sergio Kun Agüero. Champions League final on Saturday, which unfortunately he wasn't able to win along with his teammates at Manchester City. It was obviously a disappointing defeat for them. I think that Manchester City tried until the end. Chelsea defended very well. Agüero came on in the second half, and when I saw that, I thought, oh, what a beautiful way it would be to leave Manchester City if he managed to score a goal. An important goal it would have been if he'd scored an equaliser.
Yeah, but the game, Chelsea scored in the first half, and they then in the second half were defending really well. Has been a team that has known to defend really well. Manchester City were trying to create, but it's difficult to create when you have to face a team that are defending so well like Chelsea. They have done a great Champions League. They are also done a good season. When Thomas Tuchel, the manager, arrived in the mid of the season, it's quite curious. Chelsea, when they change managers during the season, sometimes they get good results. It also happened with Di Matteo when he won the first Champions League for the Blues in 2012. Of course, special tournament for Chelsea, and congratulations, of course, to the Chelsea's family.
Yeah, and in spite of that defeat, Agüero has had some great moments for Manchester City. You were mentioning before, Bruno, about how he scored that 94th minute goal in the first Premier League title for them in a very long time. Agüero's become an icon for Manchester City, and you could see that in all the farewell tour that he's had in these last few days for Manchester City. You saw Pep Guardiola got very emotional talking about Agüero as a player and as a human being, as a person. You saw all the fans thanking him for his 10 years at Manchester City.
Yeah, of course, we are talking about lots of years in Manchester City. And as we have explained, he was involved and he was the big protagonist of the first league for Manchester City, the first Premier League. And as you know, Robert, in England, to win the Premier League, it's something really special. We just have to see also recently how Liverpool won the Premier League after 25-30 years and how they celebrated. And there were some fans that they were preferring to win the Premier League than the Champions League that season. So, El Kun Agüero was an important player, and we have been talking about Diego Maradona before, and also, I mean, we are talking about a player that has surpassed some of the records of Maradona, for example, because Agüero was the youngest player ever to feature in a top-flight game in Argentina. He was just 15 years, 1 month, and 13 days old when he came on for Independiente, surpassing the previous record of his father-in-law, Diego Maradona, actually. So
yes.
It was curious.
No, the links with Argentinian legends are always there. There's that record that Agüero beat. Of course, he is the son-in-law of the tragically passed away Diego Maradona. And he also has a familiar link with Leo Messi, who's the godfather of one of his children.
Exactly. So let's see if this Argentinian connection also can continue giving lots of good years for Barça. I'm gonna say something, probably a big word, but since the signing of Maradona, of course, Messi is a player who arrived from Barça Academy, from La Masia, so he's not actually a signing. I think we are talking probably for the second Argentinian signing of the Barca's history, the most important one, or the most. I think for his experience, for his career. I mean, of course, Maradona has been one of the best in history, if not the best with Messi. But we are talking also about Kun Agüero, that it's a step below these two genius. But I mean, he's one of the top important players in Argentina.
Just to be very clear, we're not saying that Messi is not in this race. We're just not counting Messi as a transfer. We're counting Messi as a homegrown player. So as transfers go, we would say that Maradona is probably the best Argentinian signing. But Kun Agüero
can be in the list, at least, for sure.
Would be second. The numbers say so. He's the third all-time goal scorer for the Argentinian national team. I also remember a lot of excitement back in 2001 when we signed Javier Saviola. Then Saviola wasn't as prolific as a goal scorer as Agüero has been in his career. But I remember we were talking before about presentations with fans. There was a lot of excitement when we signed Saviola.
Yes, but this, Robert, you know, when you arrived to Europe, for first time, Saviola was arriving from River Plate. Sometimes it's not easy because you shine a lot in your league in South America, but then to arrive to Europe to compete with the best players in the world, sometimes you don't you don't fit the expectations that you have put on you. And in this case, Agüero did it really well with Atletico de Madrid when he arrived from Independiente, and now, of course, he arrives from Manchester City. So, I mean, it's a talented player that has a great career. So, I don't think anyone is going to doubt about his talent, and he can help, of course, a lot to the club.
Well, we're seeing Sergio Agüero. This is footage from a few minutes ago when Agüero was on the turf at Camp Nou wearing that Barça jersey. He's now getting changed for the official press conference. That we'll be offering you that in just a few minutes. And, of course, I was saying before, don't forget, later on in about an hour, 8:30 local time, we'll be connecting on Twitch to analyse the signing, the first official signing of the season for Football Club Barcelona, the transfer of Sergio Agüero to the Blaugrana team. Sarah Salapor and myself will be breaking down the pros of this new signing for Barca.
Yes, now we start to see some people here in the auditori, the place where Kun Agüero is going to give his first press conference to the media. And well, a busy summer, not just for Agüero, for lots of Barça players that also will join now the Euro 2020 that will be played this summer. We also have the Olympic Games. I mean, lots of games in a crazy calendar this season, and hopefully let's see if 21-22 campaign starts to be a more normal season again with the dates, because of course we have to remember the last season everything started late, so there were games practically 2 games per week, practically every single week, and it's gonna be also important to see how the players arrive physically to the preseason. That is gonna be, and I expect that it's gonna be really short this year, because we don't have yet the official dates, but La Liga wants to start around 14th, 15th August. So I mean, it's gonna be also important to manage minutes now with national teams and to rest well in summer the couple of weeks or 3 that these players are going to have this year.
Well, it's definitely been a very intense season, this 2021 one. It started late, very compact, 2 games every week more or less, so it's been very fatiguing for the players. Of course, now there are international tournaments as well. We're seeing everyone getting ready at the Auditori 1899 for the press conference. We'll be translating as soon as it starts. But yeah, my wish for 21-22, for the 21-22 season, or I have 2 wishes. One, for the fans to be back at stadiums, because that is the essence of football, of course. And the other one is for it not to be as compact a schedule.
For injuries also, Robert.
For injuries, for everyone to be able to breathe a little bit more.
Exactly. And your first wish, I think, and I hope that it will be okay to have fans in August. Actually, Seville is going to be one of the venues of the Euro 2020, and they're going to allow around 20,000 people every game. There is also a friendly next week in Madrid, Spain, Portugal, in the Wanda Metropolitano, and also there will be around 20,000, 25,000 fans. So yeah, hopefully fans are gonna be back in the stands. And Robert, first team activity of course is over for the year, because now all the players are with their national teams. But well, the women's team, they won the treble actually yesterday, and they still have some league games to I think to celebrate, to join with the fans these titles. The league will end of June. We also have the ACB basketball league playoffs. Unfortunately, Barça lost yesterday the final of the EuroLeague, but now they have the chance to win the league. There is also the playoffs of futsal that will start tomorrow on Barça TV Plus. Also Barça Inter, one of the best games of futsal that one can enjoy. So I mean, the handball team exactly in the final 4 of the European Champions League. So yeah, the first team is over, but of course But
the season's not over if you're a Barça fan, if you follow all the other teams.
And we recommend you to follow all the rest of the action, because it's amazing to have a club and to be a fan of a club that can win every single season a Champions League in first team of football, the women's football.
Basketball, handball, hockey.
It's more than a club.
Futsal, no, definitely. There's still plenty to go. There's more or less a month still of competition for several of our teams. And of course, we want to congratulate the women's team for winning the treble yesterday. The league, the Champions League, and the Copa del Rey for this season. They also won the Copa del Rey for last season, this season as well. So.
Just one team in Spain that has been able to win a treble. And now in men's and women's, of course, we're talking about FC Barcelona.
True.
And not many in Europe also can say that they have done a treble. Inter de Milan, for example, is one of them, and Bayern München, but not many more teams that can say it. And in both men's and women's, it's just Barça, of course, because it's actually the first team in history to win both Champions Leagues.
Yes, and we hope that our first team, our men's first team, can get back to the winning ways of getting to the Champions League finals.
It's really difficult.
It's really difficult.
We just seen it with City this year. They were the favourites, and then you see Chelsea, a team that in mid-season are not in their best. They change manager, and in the end they win the Champions League. So it's really tough, and that's why we have to value to have a club, Barça, that have won 5 Champions Leagues, because it's really tough. And yeah, sometimes when you see your team losing in the semi-finals or in the quarter-finals, like in the recent years, you say, well, that's not good. That's that's not positive. But I mean, it's really difficult to arrive to finals and of course win Champions Leagues, and you have to work well. You have to have a good project, and then have a bit of luck and a bit of everything.
Definitely. And hopefully Sergio Kun Agüero will help us make the team even more competitive for next season. As we were saying, Sergio Agüero equals goals. We were saying as well, of course, that that's been one of the problems for Barca this season, not being able to capitalize on opportunities. And I was saying before, Ronald Koeman has said it many, many times this season. That's been one of the weaknesses of the team. So Agüero is definitely there or here to help in that sense. I hope that we can celebrate many Sergio Kun Agüero goals in this upcoming season.
He scored 184 goals in the Premier League, and now back in La Liga Santander, it will be his moment.
Definitely, definitely. Agüero obviously coming back to La Liga Santander after playing for Atlético de Madrid since 2006 through to 2011. Very prolific seasons for Agüero, in which we saw him grow as a football player. We were talking before, alongside quality players like Fernando Torres. When Torres left, they signed Diego Forlán as well. So he's had some great partners.
But he was the leader of a team that was growing and was starting to be back again, a top team in Europe. And then, well, he was the one of the stars of this era of Atlético de Madrid that then continued, of course, with arriving to the final of 2 Champions Leagues, winning 2 leagues in this last decade. Important titles when we are talking about a historic club in Spain, of course, but also not so many time ago, in 1999, they were in the 2nd division of Spain. So history changes really quickly.
Agüero arrived to Atlético de Madrid, Atletico were in deep trouble. They'd been in the 2nd division, and they hadn't been a relevant team in Spanish football since the mid-90s when they won the doblete. And Agüero was part of the process of getting Atletico back to being a top team.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, again, we have these images of Kun Agüero wearing Barca shirts. What a special moment to sign for Barca. Agüero has said it, I am in the best club of the world. That's the best moment of my career right now to arrive to Barcelona, and I want to help the team, of course. And I want also to highlight, Robert, how Agüero was just thinking in the team, because our colleague Paul Martinez, the journalist, was asking him, and individually, what does it mean to you now to be here at Barca? And he just said, well, if the team plays well, if the team wins titles, I will be happy. So that's the most important thing, to help the team, and I'm not thinking in anything else than just be focused with Barcelona. Agüero scored 74 goals in La Liga Santander when he was Atlético de Madrid player. So let's see if hopefully with Barca, with this 2 years contract so far, he can at least arrive to the 100 goals in La Liga Santander and help, of course, FC Barcelona to be clinical.
I'm sure he will, and of course La Liga wins adds another great striker to its roster. Of course, this season we've had Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Gerard Moreno, Karim Benzema, lots of great goal scorers in La Liga, and we add another one. We were talking about Agüero having some great teammates at Atlético de Madrid in terms of Fernando Torres, Forlán, but he's also had some great teammates at Manchester City most recently, Kevin De Bruyne, Riyad Mahrez. He's played alongside some very talented players, and of course he will do that as well at Football Club Barcelona.
Absolutely. He knows most of the squads, of course, that are in La Liga Santander, some new ones, because well, things have changed a little bit 10 years ago when it was his last time playing at La Liga. But of course it will be a good experience, and I'm sure that Kun Agüero will be happy to be back in Spain, a country that he knows, city of Barcelona, of course, a fantastic place to live. And I'm sure he's quite excited to start playing for Barca in an official game.
I'm sure he'll enjoy the climate of Barcelona a lot more than the climate of Manchester.
Absolutely, Robert. That's also some positive aspect. But, well, that's also something that he has learned in England. If Barca has to go to play in the Champions League in winter, sometimes to some grounds with difficult conditions, well, Agüero in England, I'll imagine he has experienced snow games,
I'm not sure if he'll
days.
be playing in the snow in La Liga. I mean,
not in La Liga.
Very rare that happens.
Well, who knows? Because, you know, this year there was this Filomena storm that remember some games were postponed in Madrid. It was the part of this storm that was affected the most.
Real Madrid played in the snow at El Sadar.
Exactly, in really difficult conditions, and they dropped points there. And then, of course, I'm not gonna say that there were some excuses, but Osasuna played a good game. But it's true that the conditions were not the best ones.
The conditions were the same for both teams.
Exactly. And Atletico Madrid postponed their game at the Wanda Metropolitano. They were facing Athletic Club.
Athletic Club, true.
Just before the Super Cup, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think that's true. Right before or right after. I can't remember. It was very close. Anyway, in case you've just tuned in, we are going to listen to Sergio Kun Agüero in the press conference in just a few minutes. This is footage of Agüero on the grass of Camp Nou. That happened about, I'd say, 20 minutes ago, so we must be very close to being able to listen to Sergio Agüero in his official presentation, in his first official press conference as a Barça player. He will be joined by the club president, Joan Laporta.
Yes, because, I mean, they are doing this press conference in the Auditori. It's a kind of a big room that is not inside the stadium, where the press conference room that normally they use for the games is. But, I mean, it's 25 meters, 30 meters of distance between the grass and the Auditori that is inside Barca's facilities in the neighborhood of Las Corts in city center of Barcelona. So, I mean, it's not for the distance that he is not yet there in the press conference, but of course they have lots of things to do in the presentations day. Also, he has to change clothes, of course.
Yes.
So, yeah. It's kind of long sometimes, all the day in the stadium, but players are always happy too, and they don't care. They are not easy days for them. They are footballers. They are not used to all this kind of acts, but of course they know what it means to arrive to this big club, and they are happy always with a smile to do everything what the club, the media, the sponsors ask for these players when they arrive to Barcelona. So I'll imagine that in the following minutes we will start hearing Kun Agüero, because he has to travel to South America to play La Copa America. So
yes, we know he's on he has a time limit. So I'm sure that this will be happening very soon. We'll be listening to the questions of the journalists and of course the first few words of Agüero. There is footage of the Auditori 1899. All the media waiting to hear the first words of Agüero as a Barca player. I can't wait either. I mean, I'm very excited to see what he has to say. What maybe they'll ask him about what he thinks his role in the team might be. So I can't wait.
For Leo Messi, of course, they will ask him. And I mean, all the media have arrived well. I mean, the announce was done around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and a couple of hours later, all the media, no one wants to miss this big event, of course. Here we see the colleagues from the radios, also the televisions, the papers. It's a big day in Barcelona, of course, a big signing. And well, we see all the seats actually full. Also the presenter of this event. So we imagine that Kun Agüero and President Joan Laporta are about to arrive to this Auditori 1899, the year of foundation, of course, of FC Barcelona.
Yes. We'll see how long we have to wait for these first words of Sergio Kun Agüero. It'll be happening very shortly. And as I was saying before, we're seeing this this illustration of Agüero wearing last season's kit. This next season's kit, this upcoming season's kit, has not been presented yet. That is the reason why we're not seeing Agüero in that kit. But we'll be finding out during the month of June, and we'll have to wait until the month of July, August to see how it looks on him.
Exactly. A great footballer, Kun Agüero, and also one of the players, Robert, you were talking about tweets, and as youngsters will know, particularly since the height of lockdown, Agüero has become a huge fan of live streaming with a massively popular Twitch account, his own esports channel called Crew. So, well, also a player that outside the field, he likes all social media, all these kind of new technologies. He also has his own song. You can look online, and it shouldn't be hard for you to find a cult from Los Leales. That is one of the songs that Kun Agüero has. a happy player. He loves music. He also likes other sports, and we are quite excited to see Kun Agüero wearing Barça shirt, facing top rivals again. To see Kun Agüero in a Clásico. He faced Real Madrid as an Atletico de Madrid player, of course, an important game when you defend Atletico de Madrid colors. Well, also a big week if you are a Barça player when you have to face Real Madrid. So it will be quite exciting, I think, to see again Kun Agüero playing against Real Madrid, and of course to see him in the Champions League. Who knows if he will have to travel back to Manchester, because, well, Barça will be in the pot 2 of the Champions League draw, and Manchester City will be one of the teams in the pot 1 as Premier League winners. So who knows if in the group stage Agüero has to travel to Manchester, or later on in some knockout games.
Those things tend to happen. When a player changes clubs, he sooner or later has to face his former team. We saw it, for example, in reverse with Claudio Bravo. He left for Manchester City, and in the same season, we faced Manchester City in the group stage.
Exactly. It's quite exciting this year to see the Champions League pots, because in pot number 2, we have teams like Real Madrid, Barça, Juventus, United, PSG, Liverpool, Sevilla, and Borussia Dortmund.
Pot 2 is arguably stronger than pot 1.
Yeah, because in the pot 1 they go the winners of the leagues, and this year we have seen a big surprise in France.
And I imagine Chelsea is there as well.
Exactly, Chelsea as the Champions League winner, Bayern Munich as the German winner, Manchester City Premier League winner, Atletico de Madrid, the Spanish team that won, Villarreal as the Europa League winner, Inter Milano Internazionale as the Italian winner, Sporting Portugal, and Lille. Big surprise, of course, Lille winning the league and not PSG this year. So we have seen an exciting season, this 2021 campaign.
Yeah, and what you were saying, La Liga will have 5 teams in the Champions League
exactly.
next season.
Premier League got 5, I think, the year when Liverpool won, because the Europa League was won by United.
True.
So, yeah, La Liga now will be having 5 teams. Not for the first time. I think they also, it happened when Atletico de Madrid won no, because they were already qualified, I think. Well, I don't know if it will be the first time.
I think it is the first time that La Liga will have 5 teams in the Champions League. That is, of course, the champions Atletico de Madrid, Real Madrid and Football Club Barcelona, Sevilla, who came 4th, and Villarreal, the winners of the Europa League in a thriller penalty shootout.
It was absolutely amazing. The penalties that ended with De Gea, the Spanish goalkeeper, missing the final penalty. If not, round 2 was coming up with, again, all the players taking their penalties. But it has been an exciting 2021 campaign, seeing a surprise in France, a big surprise also in Italy. After so many years of Juventus winning the league, there has been a change in Spain, of course, to see Atletico de Madrid beating Barça and Real Madrid, 2 teams that normally in the recent years, more Barça than Madrid actually winning the league in the last 10-15 years, but also, yeah, ending with this legacy. So, yeah, exciting 2021 campaign, and of course an exciting 21-22 season coming up, with Kun Agüero smiling for Barça being one of the new signings.
And we'll see him smile many times during the season, I'm sure. I'm sure we'll see some special goal celebrations by Kun Agüero, hopefully in front of fans as well at the Camp Nou, because it's about time that we see that connection between players and fans once again after one whole season, Bruno, and the practically the second half of the 1920 season as well, without any fans in the stadium. And I'm sure that today's a happy day for Barca fans, because they know that they've signed a quality player.
Absolutely. I'm quite excited also, Robert, to see Kun Agüero playing with the youngsters, with Pedri, with Iras Moriba, with all these new players that have shined this campaign, and to have Agüero there also playing alongside Messi. They have been scoring amazing goals for Argentina. This connection, to have also these 2 players at Barcelona, it can be impressive. positive.
I'm sure he's a great role model. I mean, he's been a great influence for players, young players at Manchester City, like Gabriel Jesus, like Phil Foden as well. He's had them under his wing, and he's helped those players develop. So I'm sure he can do the same for players at Football Club Barcelona.
And his commitment also, after spending 10 years in the Premier League, you know how the English clubs work, all the routines, all the roles. I'm sure that also Kun Agüero has learned a lot from England and from the Premier League. This pressure that we were talking also before, he will know how to manage it after being in Manchester City. And now it's time for him to show here in La Liga that he still has lots of football in his body, and that he can be an important player for Barça. And I'm sure that he will be an important player, and that the manager will give him confidence, because he's a top player. And once he will start scoring goals, I think it will be difficult to replace him or take him from the starting 11.
Definitely. This is footage of the Auditori 1899, where we're waiting to hear the first words of Kun Agüero in his press conference. We heard him earlier on in the day talking to Barça TV, but here the media will be able to ask him all of the questions. And let's see what El Kun Agüero has to say in his first official press conference as a Football Club Barcelona player. And you were talking about Agüero. One of the things I'm sure that he'll want to either improve or take care of is durability as well. He's had issues with injuries this season, but let's hope that he can leave that behind him, leave that in Manchester, and be able to play on a consistent basis for Barca. That would be very important as well, because if he manages to get onto the field, we saw in that last day at playing at the Etihad Stadium, he came on in the second half and scored 2 goals.
Exactly, and I think he will be conscious, and he knows, of course, to manage this kind of minutes. And if he's not ready at 100%, he will talk to the manager. Well, today I'm not ready to play 90 minutes, or these kind of things that when you are young, you don't know how to manage it. When you have this experience, I'm sure that he will be able, and he will be ready to manage it well. And now, of course, football has changed with these long squads, with these 5 substitutions in every single game. There are more possibilities, more rotations, and it's always important task for manager and always to manage this. Now we were seeing there the radio colleagues having a word. I don't know if they were also
well, they're waiting.
Exactly, and try to find an explanation why this is getting a bit long, because this press conference was expected to be at 7:15 o'clock. But now let's see if it will be time now to see Kun Agüero in this press conference. And in 5 minutes, this will start.
Yes. I was trying to listen there to what they were saying. 5 minutes. We'll have to wait to listen to El Kun Agüero, who will be accompanied by President Joan Laporta. And oh, wait a minute.
There we
were
go.
talking about 5 minutes. Well, we were wrong. There is Sergio El Kun Agüero, accompanied by President Joan Laporta,
Mateo Alemany
as well, and Mateo Alemany.
Yeah, it's the 4th chair, I think, is for Mateo Alemany. Again, big smile for Kun Agüero, and let's see which are the first words of El Kun.
We'll have to see. Let's wait and see. There he is. So we're gonna translate this press conference, which is starting right now.
Sí, voleu sentir aquest tango, oi, president? Endavant.
Que al corazón riendo del amor que está mintiendo, quema en una hoguera todo mi querer. Por una cabeza, todas las locuras, tu boca que besa, borra la tristeza.
Waiting for this press conference to start. The smile of Joan Laporta, a happy man today after making that first signing of the season official. Sergio Agüero with the microphone in his hand. waiting
Ara
to
sí.
share his first words with the public, with the Barça fans.
D'aquest tango. Bona tarda.
And also Joan Laporta, who gave a long press conference few days ago with a bit of balance of the season and the upcoming season also. Joan Laporta, president, of course, he likes to talk to the media, and he's really good giving speeches.
Enhorabuena por tu fichaje.
Ahí está. Muchas gracias.
Te deseamos todos los éxitos y esperamos que con esta banda sonora
Well, everything ready
escuchar durante tu
at
entrada te hayas sentido como en casa.
Sí,
the auditorium.
Además, contando por una cadena de
1,899.
No sé bailar, pero lo conozco.
Kun Agüero with a big smile, really happy.
argentino. Enhorabuena,
And congratulations, Sergio. New signing of FC Barcelona here.
al president del Futbol Club
President Joan Laporta.
També tenim
Also,
al escenari de l'auditori el senyor Rafael Juste, vicepresident
Vice President Rafael Juste and Mr. Mateu
de futbol acompanyant
Alemany,
el nou futbolista de la primera
supporting here
Per començar,
Kun Agüero.
el que farem serà
Well, first of all, we're going to take an official picture. Sergio,
fotografies. Falta una
I know you have taken lots of pictures, and now we are going to take the last one with our colleagues, with the media here.
en aquest escenari.
And now we're going to give the shirt of the first team to el Kun Agüero.
Donem la benvinguda i agraïm
And also we want to thank all the board members and all the relatives of Kun Agüero that are today here. Thank you. Lots of hours, intense hours, we know it.
Les fotografies són conjuntes, president.
Official picture now,
Els quatre protagonistes,
4 of them,
amb Sergio
the 4
Kun
protagonists
cadascun
with el
amb la
Kun
seva
Agüero,
samarreta d'Independiente,
that after wearing Independiente shirt, Atletico de Madrid, Manchester City, he will wear FC Barcelona's colors.
Esperem que amb tots els èxits
Hopefully
possibles.
it will be successful years with el Kun Agüero. A big ovation.
Round of applause there for Sergio El Kun Agüero posing with the Barça jersey, with President Joan Laporta, Vice President Rafa Juste and Mateu Alemany.
Vivim després que el Kun Agüero hagi
Well, this big ovation after Agüero has signed his contract for Barça until
finalització de la temporada
June 2023.
i serà plenament
And
futbolista del primer equip.
he will be a first team player 1st July once he will end his contract with Manchester City. So pictures are over.
Molt bé.
So Kun Agüero, one of the best number 9s of the 21st century,
A la Premier,
a top scorer in the Premier League and also in La Liga. He arrives to Barcelona to try to help talent. We're gonna see now a video and we will hear from the protagonists. Well, a top scorer, an idol, a legend. He started playing in South America and he will continue playing at the Camp Nou.
Qué bueno que viniste, El Kun Agüero. There are some of his goals scored for Argentina and Atletico de Madrid as well. Also with Manchester City.
And welcome, Kun Agüero.
Welcome to El Kun Agüero, and we hope he scores many goals as a Barca player. We're now going to hear from him. Let's see.
Bienvenido Kun Agüero, esperando seguir sumando.
Welcome, Kun Agüero. We want to add many more images to this video now. The President Joan Laporta will start.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for being here. First of all, Sergio, welcome. Welcome to Football Club Barcelona. It makes us very proud to have you here as a Barca player. I want to thank your mother as well, who's here, and your partner and your son, Benjamín, as well.
Que ha sido un jugador siempre deseado por el Barça.
You've always been a player that Barca have desired
por tu manera de
because of your
jugar.
quality, the way you play.
Siempre hemos pensado los culés que tenías pues ese estilo.
The Culés have always thought that you have that style of football that we like
Nuestro equipo, ¿no?
and that fits in.
Hemos recibido con un
with
tango.
our team.
El tango pues es un
We receive you here with a tango.
muy
The
excitante
tango
como tú.
is a very exciting dance like you are.
Nos pones a todos mucho porque sabemos que vas a meter muchos goles con el Barça.
And
¿no?
we're all very excited because we know you'll score lots of goals for Football Club Barcelona.
Decirte que hoy pues hemos tenido unos actos fuera del
Today,
club y
we've had
ya
several
rumor de que esta
events,
tarde podía pasar algo importante en el
and
Barça, que
there
era
was
tu
a rumor
presentación.
that something
No sé cómo
important
la
could happen today, and that was your
gente se
presentation.
entera de las cosas, ¿no?
Los sorprendimos.
Sí, nos sorprendimos.
We surprised everyone.
Creo que no tuvieron muchas. Estaban ahí pendientes de algo. Y
Everyone
lo que decíamos
was
ahora, la capacidad de sorprender es
expecting something, and
bueno, está al alcance.
we
de
created
algunos,
that
esta vez
expectation.
hemos podido sorprender, ¿no?
we've been able to surprise them.
Deciros que se incorpora al Barça por 2
Agüero is
temporadas.
signing
Yo
for
le
2
quiero
seasons for
agradecer
Barca.
Que, bueno, un jugador de su calidad, de su reconocimiento mundial.
Player of his quality and who is recognized worldwide.
Y
He's a desired player.
Ha querido venir al Barça.
And he's wanted to come to Barca. And for us,
y a las culés, que hoy por cierto
to all the
veníamos de Madrid, que
culés,
nos han dado la placa de oro de la Real Orden al mérito deportivo, al equipo de fútbol femenino.
it's a great day because we've received the plaque recognizing the women's team today as well, but today it's also a great day because we're signing a quality player like Sergio Agüero. And I'm sure the fans will recognize how great a player you are right from the beginning.
Podamos tener público en el estadio, ¿no?
And we hope that at the beginning of the season we can have fans in the stadiums because otherwise the players feel alone without them. But having said that,
Os he de decir que
I have to tell you
que además tú has apostado por ir también bastante
Sergio
a resultados, porque quiere decir que confías en ti y eso nos gusta también todavía más.
always gone for results, and
Una autoconfianza y
you're a person who has a lot of confidence in yourself.
Bueno,
that's what we need.
de los éxitos. Total.
That's what we need to get back onto the winning track.
Ens fa molta il·lusió els culers que estiguis aquí. Tenim moltes ganes de veure't jugar.
We're very excited about having you here. We want to see you play.
Aquí per retornar l'alegria al barcelonisme.
We're here to bring back joy to Barca fans, and we're starting with you, Sergio.
Ya es una manera de dar a entender de que va a volver la alegría al barcelonismo y la alegría.
And having you here is a way of saying that joy is coming back to Barca.
Pues sí, tal y como ha dicho el presidente, es tu turno.
Well, now is your moment. Kun Agüero, how are you feeling?
Muy contento.
I'm very happy. Thank you
Laporta y a todo también
to President Laporta and to all the team
que ha ayudado para que venga
who have made this possible.
y nada, obviamente intentaré dar lo mejor
I'll try to
para el
offer
club,
my best
ayudar al
version,
equipo,
to give the best, to help the team,
es importante
to win important things.
y bueno, la verdad que es una alegría inmensa porque
And it gives me great joy to be here.
De chico el Barcelona
Right from when I was a kid,
Leo fue
Barça
el mejor equipo del mundo.
is the best team in the world, of course, having Leo as well.
Señor, y hay que decir,
And we have to add, I want to thank especially
Rafael Yuste, a Mateo Alemán,
Rafael Yuste, Mateo Alemán,
personas que te representan porque
your representants, because they have done a great job in a quiet way, and we have signed a great player. So Hernan, I think you are here. Also Ramon Planas, everyone who has worked in this signing, thank you very much, because the objective was this one. So Sergio, now the media are the ones that will ask.
You think so?
podemos arriesgar.
We're going to risk.
Companys, farem el de sempre. Avui hi ha un petit problema, que és que està tot això molt escurçat. Farem una pregunta per mitjà, d'acord?
Well, one question per
I el Sergio.
media, just questions for President or Sergio, and you have to say to who you're going to ask. Marc Brau is your first question. Sergio here. Welcome to Barcelona. President just has said it. Your name has always been in the papers. Have you been thinking about the moment to play for Barça, your ambition to be here?
Bueno, se lo dije antes ahí atrás a
I said before to President Laporta behind there
dije
that when I was a kid,
algún día seguramente
I said that one day
se fijarán en mí y bueno, acá estoy.
they'd
Obviamente
want me, that one day
no me
they'd
lo
look at me.
imaginaba.
But it hadn't happened, of
Cuando se
course.
esta oportunidad,
And when this
cualquier jugador que
opportunity
le digas,
came,
sale corriendo y viene para acá enseguida.
any player who you give this opportunity will come running. And that's what I did.
¿Qué tal, Sergio? Aquí en
Sergio,
de Cataluña Radio. Hablabas ahora de Leo Messi, tenéis muy buena
you have a good relationship with Leo Messi,
Tu fichaje por el Barça implica prácticamente
and your signing for Barça, does it mean that Messi will stay here?
Bueno, esperemos jugar juntos.
Let's
claro.
hope we can play together, of course.
No, bueno, eso, como dijo Laporta ya,
But as President
venimos
Laporta said,
negociando hace tiempo.
we've been negotiating for a long time.
Y bueno, nada, después lo que pase con Leo son
And whatever happens with Leo
decisiones que
will
él
be
tomará con el
his
club,
decision.
pero
with the club.
obviamente que es un
And of course, obviously,
placer y un orgullo que
it's a
que
pleasure,
juguemos juntos, ¿no?
and it would make me very
yo
proud to
conviví con
play
él en la
together.
selección desde chico, así que
I've
lo
played
conozco
with him
bastante y bueno,
in the national team
si
since
él
we were kids.
seguirá
I know
acá,
him quite well,
que creo que sí.
and
Eh,
I hope we can play here. I think we
haremos lo
will,
mejor para el club, como él
but
lo hace siempre.
let's hope we can do the best for the club.
Hola, Sergio, aquí a tu izquierda, aquí. Hola, Xavi Lemus de TV3 de Televisión de Cataluña. Eres un jugador que durante prácticamente...
Sergio, you're a player that in your 10 years at Manchester, you have made the difference. You are a historic player. You score always lots of goals. It has been a tough season for you, for your injuries. And this chance, which kind of challenge it means for you to see again the best Kun Agüero?
Como vos decís, ¿no? O sea,
Well,
salvo la temporada
as I
pasada,
was saying,
en
apart from last season
el City he hecho
at Manchester
9
City,
años muy
I played
muy buenos.
9 very good
Y sobre
years,
todo he podido ayudar al equipo a
and I was able to help the team to win important
Este
things.
año, la temporada pasada por el
This
por
last
tema
season,
de la rodilla, bueno,
my
me
knee
impidió no estar unos meses, me recuperé, me
was
tocó
injured and I wasn't able to be there for
volví a caer,
a few
pero-
months.
pero bueno,
Then
los
there was
últimos
COVID and
4
I was
meses,
out for a few more
me
weeks.
sentí muy bien
But in the last few weeks I was
y sobre
feeling
todo,
well,
lo más importante
and the most important thing
que la rodilla está perfecta.
is that my knee is perfect right now.
Me queda poder demostrar
And now
lo que hice en el
all that's
club,
left is for me to prove that,
¿no?
and I want to do it here.
Hola, Kun, aquí a tu derecha atrás, Gerard Romero de RACU, por acá estamos. No sé si en estas charlas que han habido así todo...
I don't know if in these
después de la Copa América,
chats, in these meetings, because you said you were going to announce your future after Copa America.
No dije eso.
Do you know?
Did I say that?
Agarraste un clip medio...
You must have grabbed a clip there without context.
¿Llegaron a decirte en algún momento
Well,
entrenador que vas a tener?
they told you which will be the manager next season.
La verdad, no es asunto
No,
mío.
that's not
Es un asunto
my
que
convenience.
el club tomará la mejor decisión para...
The club will make the first decision for the club, so
No tengo
I
el
don't,
derecho de poder opinar, ¿no?
I don't have to give my opinion on this.
Sergio, Javier Gascón de Mundo Deportivo.
Ah.
Damos por hecho entonces que no has hablado con Kun.
So you haven't talked with Ronald Koeman, Barca's manager?
No, I haven't talked to Koeman.
Sergio, aquí, Adrián Fernández del Diario Sport. Me gustaría saber qué mensaje te ha dado, qué consejo te ha dado Pep Guardiola antes de fichar por el...
What does Pep Guardiola advise you before signing for Barca?
Lo único que me acuerdo fue que
The only thing that I remember
cuando ganamos la Premier, bueno,
is that
hemos
when we won the
hecho una
Premier League,
comida
we had lunch,
y lo que me acuerdo que me dijo fue
and what I remember, he
"Te
said
vas
to me,
al mejor equipo del mundo.
"You're going to the best club in the world."
Las últimas palabras que me ha dicho.
Those were the last words.
Hola, aquí a tu derecha, bueno, a la seva dreta, president, Adrià Alberts, de la cadena SER. Yo quería preguntarle si el fichaje del Kun Agüero,
President Laporta, I want to ask you
su talento futbolístico, es un claro guiño a Leo Messi.
if the signing of Agüero is a message for Messi.
Es porque es un jugador excepcional.
We signed Agüero for Barca because he's an exceptional player.
Deseado.
He's a desired player. He plays in a position that's very important on the field.
Esquema, y en el nuestro,
in any scheme.
Su manera de jugar, su manera
and in our scheme, his way of playing, the way he plays, and the efficiency he has.
Si no recuerdo mal,
if I don't remember wrongly, he scored 21 goals in the Premier League. No, he scored more, I think.
A bit more than 21 goals.
Está muy bien.
But yeah, he's got good numbers.
Decir eso, de que el fichaje de Kun Agüero es por Kun Agüero.
And the signing of Kun Agüero is because we want Kun Agüero. We want him in Barca's team for next season. We want to make a competitive team.
También queremos que se quede Leo.
And of course we want Leo to stay. He knows that.
Este es el primero de unos cuantos fichajes que vais
This is
a
the
ir
first
conociendo
of several new signings that you'll be seeing during the month of June.
Y bien, la respuesta es esta.
That's the answer.
Kun Agüero, que es un jugador
Kun Agüero is here because of Kun Agüero.
Un peso específico muy importante para ser un jugador.
He's going to be an important and determining player here at Barca. And I've heard here that if Koeman has talked to Kun Agüero, we've told Ronald Koeman that we're signing El Kun Agüero, or that we were trying to sign El Kun Agüero. And any coach in the world would want to have El Kun Agüero in his team. So that's why we've signed him.
Buenas tardes, Víctor Navarro de la cadena COPE aquí. Buenas tardes a los cuatro. Mi pregunta es para el presidente.
My question is for President Joan Laporta. If you can give some details of how has gone the negotiations of the signing.
Nuestro director deportivo, juntamente
our sporting director and our vice president
y la secretaría técnica están trabajando las
are
incorporaciones.
working hard on all the signings. I told you last Friday, and I told you that there would be news this week. We started negotiating for this some time ago. Hernan and his team have done some extraordinary work. And Mateo, if you want to comment anything, any details about the process of how we've signed El Kun, now's the moment.
Bueno, un mallorquí també, va bé, millor que millor. No, a veure, no som molt partidari jo d'explicar molt les negociacions.
I don't really like to explain how negotiations normally go.
Pero sí que lo hacemos en castellano. Vale. Pues la verdad es que con Hernán contactamos ya hace mes y medio.
Well, I contacted with Hernan a month and a half ago. We start talking about this possibility.
Todo el proceso que tenía aún el City por delante. Y fuimos aproximando posiciones, sí que debo decir.
We approached our positions.
Que uno después de cierto tiempo ya percibe.
And after so many months, one sees that the other part was excited to arrive here, and it has been everything really easy. We had the structure of the contract really clear. The concept was with a low budget and lots of extras if things go well. Then we started to negotiate. Everything gets difficult nowadays, but in the last 24 hours we have closed this deal. So Kun Agüero has been able to be here and then go to Argentina.
Our objective was to do it before he went to the Copa America. And you have to take into account that he has great skill and he might have run away from us.
Rafa, perdona, y hablando de lo de Koeman.
And Rafa, talking about Koeman.
Thank you, President. Well, with Mateo Alemany and the sporting directors, we are always in contact with our manager. And manager knows our intentions. He also has his idea. And for us, it's a dream come true to have one of the best players in the world, one of the best number 9s, and Ronald is really, really happy.
Alfredo, por favor.
Alfredo Martínez de Onda Cero. Sergio, un poco en la línea de lo que estaban comentando, siempre se te ha vinculado.
Sergio, you have been always in the papers. A month and ago, before, they told you that there was a real interest.
¿Entiendes que venir aquí ahora a Barcelona a tu edad es como un premio, un colofón?
It's a reward to your career to arrive now to Barcelona.
Yes, as you say.
hace un mes y medio que
when a month and a half ago,
Barça, preguntó por mí
Barça
para
contacted
ni lo
me.
dudé, y te lo puedo decir, bueno, yo dije, no quiero
Everyone can tell you.
que hable con otro equipo, solo el Barça. Y bueno,
I told
el mes y
my
medio, 2 meses,
agents to say,
y bueno,
I don't want to talk to any other clubs, I want to talk to Barça.
fue una alegría inmensa cuando,
It gave me great joy.
bueno, contactaron con mi agente
When
y
they contacted my agent.
es algo que, como te digo, cualquier jugador que...
And as I say, any player who you ask would want to be here.
Seguro.
Con Hernán os conocéis desde pequeños, ¿no?
And with Hernán, your relationship?
Estoy estresado con él.
Since I was 14, yes, I'm stressed.
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes, Germán García, Radio Nacional. Para el presidente.
My question is for President Joan Laporta.
Estará intrigado el Kun por saber quién va a ser su entrenador la próxima.
I'll imagine that Kun wants to know who will be next manager of the season, also the media, our members. This can be the decisive week to know if Ronald Koeman will continue.
Bien, con Ronald ya os dije que hemos iniciado un periodo de reflexión.
Yes, with Ronald, as I told you, we've started a period of reflection, of thinking. We're evaluating what has been done well and what didn't go so well. And Koeman is a coach that we hadn't brought. We needed that period of thinking. And as I said, in 1 week, 10 days, we'd have a meeting again. But we're having contact. We're in contact with him. He's a coach who has a contract, and we want to respect that.
Unifiquemos criterios.
But we have to unify our criteria once we've reflected on what's gone well and what hasn't gone well from last season. But as of now, Barca's coach is Ronald Koeman, and we're still having conversation. But the conversations are going well.
El periodo de reflexión se tenía o se tiene que hacer.
But we still have to reflect on what is done, what's been done.
Preguntes curtes i respostes una miqueta sintètiques i podran entrar molts, d'acord? Endavant.
Hola, Sergio, ¿qué tal? Aquí a tu derecha. Alejandro Segura en directo para Radio Marca. Has hablado antes de Guardiola, lo que te dijo.
You talked
con él, por después de tantos
of your conversation with Guardiola, but after so many years,
en estos años
what has been the aspect that Guardiola has helped you the most?
Bueno, todos sabemos que
well, we all know that Pep
un crack, ¿no?
is a star. He's great as a coach, and not just with me.
Que llegó al City,
since he got to Manchester City,
ha propuesto un fútbol diferente de lo que veníamos jugando.
He's proposed. He's gone for a style of football that's different, and he really helped me.
Porque bueno, él es un técnico que propone mantener todo el tiempo la pelota.
Who wants to have the ball all the time, and for a striker, that is great. It allows you to have a lot of opportunities. He made me better, but he made the rest of the team better as well.
Hola, hola Sergio. Mi pregunta es para ti. Hablabas antes de Leo Messi. No sé si has hablado con él desde.
Have you talked with Leo Messi after your signing for Barça? And if it's a dream come true to play in a club alongside Messi?
Bueno, hablo todos los días.
Yes, I talk to Messi every day, but I can't tell you what we talk about.
El último mensaje sí que
the last message
felicitaciones y
was
nada,
saying congratulations to me.
Podemos con algunas cosas que no
but then we continued with some other things that I can't say.
Nos conocemos hace bastante y como te digo,
we know each other. We've known each other for a very long time.
Que lo conozco de chico, jugar ahora,
and train with him every day now and play with him. Because in the national team we've been together, but not for long stretches. And to get to know each other a lot more, and having him here every day would be a dream, of course.
Anaís, Joan.
Hola, Sergio. Aquí detrás, aquí a tu derecha. Eso es, Anaís Martí de La Vanguardia. Yo te quería preguntar por tu.
I wanted to ask about your role in the club. What do you expect? And if do you see yourself to be a key player in the starting 11?
Bueno, no, mi rol es
my role
primero hacer una buena pretemporada.
will be to have a good preseason, first of all.
Fue la decisión,
And then the decision
la toma del entrenador si
will have to be made by the coach. See if I play or not.
siempre digo que haciendo las cosas bien en el entrenamiento y
I always say that
ayudando al
if
equipo, bueno, uno tiene más chances,
you're good in
pero
training and you help the team, you'll have more
de ninguna
chances.
manera me considero
But I don't think
que tengo que ser titular.
that
¿no?
I have to be in the starting 11
Hay que respetar
just because.
a los compañeros que están.
You have to
y
respect the
para
teammates
poder
that
ser
are
titular, creo
already
que,
here, and in order to be in that
tenés
starting
que
11, I have to
Así que
work very
ese es
hard.
mi rol
You have to win your
cuando
chances.
empiece la pretemporada.
So when the preseason starts, we'll have to see how it goes.
Aquí, Joan Domenech del periódico. Quisiera saber de
I want to know
las que te hayan llevado a querer venir al
from all your motivations to come for Barça, which is the first one?
Como el Barça.
Barça.
Esa es la mejor motivación.
That's the best motivation.
Barcelona, como te digo, es el
Barcelona
mejor equipo del mundo
is the best team in the world.
y la mejor motivación es
And that's the best motivation.
que estoy en el Barça. Esa es la
That
realidad.
I'm here at Barça.
Y además que bueno, que sabemos todo que está, siempre lo dije de chico, que está el mejor jugador del mundo, ¿no?
As I say for a very long time, the best players in the world play here.
¿Qué tal? David Bernabé de Deportes 4, aquí. Te digo, Kun, que una de las bajas pasiones del hombre que tienes a tu derecha es
Well,
Pep Guardiola al Barça.
Laporta wants to have Pep back in Barça. Do you think that Pep can be back at Barça in the legacy new mandate of Laporta?
As I say, those will be decisions that I can't give my opinion on.
Que como todo entrenador siempre tienen que respetarnos los contratos y Pep
And you have to respect the contracts that coaches have. He has 2 more years at City.
Eso son cuestiones que
And those are
debo decir
things
yo, ¿no?
that I won't decide.
No sé cómo vamos de tiempo, la familia Agüero. ¿Podremos estirar un poquito más esto?
We can continue a bit more in this press conference. A couple more questions, 5 more questions. Well, last questions. Now, Agüero has to leave. Sergio, José Álvarez,
Bueno, viene siendo el máximo.
congratulations for your signing. You arrive here after being the top scorer of Manchester City. Your feelings once you have signed your contract for Barça. And of course, supporters from this club, they want titles. Which message can you give to them?
Obviamente,
Obviously,
que el Barcelona es un equipo que,
we know that
que todos
Barça
los
is a
años
team
pelea
that
títulos
Barça is a team that fights for titles every season.
a tratar de ayudar al equipo
And I'm coming here to
conseguir
try
eso, ¿no? de lo que han
help the
conseguido
team to
tantos
achieve
años.
that.
Así que nada, espero que a fin de temporada se pueda.
I hope that at the end of the season we can enjoy that.
¿Qué sentí? Una alegría inmensa.
And what did I feel? It was incredible joy.
Lu, fas la última i tanquem aquí.
Aquí, Sergio.
Last question for Lu Martín. Welcome.
Hoy se ha sabido que se suspende la Copa América.
Copa America will be suspended. The statement, what is your opinion?
Yes, I found out earlier
La
on.
verdad que sobre todo no Argentina, no Sudamérica la está pasando muy mal.
I think that, South America is going through
Si han
some
tomado
tough times.
ha tomado esa decisión es
And
porque
if that decision has
la
been
verdad
made,
que Argentina no la está
it's
pasando bien.
because Argentina
Tiene muchos
is
contagios por
not
día,
is not going
muchas
through a great
muertes
moment.
creo que
There are
nada,
lots of people getting infected, and the death rate is up. And I think it's a good decision.
a esperar que
And we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see.
dónde se va a hacer, porque obviamente han dicho que
See
están
where it's going to
esperando,
be held.
respuestas de otros países, pero
They're
bueno,
waiting for the answers of other countries.
obviamente uno quiere jugar, pero a veces
One wants to play, but sometimes
hay que respetar un
you have to
poco
respect those
las
decisions
cosas como van en el país.
and how things are going in each country.
We're talking about the Copa America. Brazil will be the venue, the new venue.
Okay.
Un moment abans de fer la cluenda,
Joan Laporta,
que sí que voldria dir
making his
gràcies
last statement here.
sinceridad y tus respuestas.
I want to thank Kun Agüero for his sincerity.
Volia agrair a tots els
I want to
departaments del
thank
club que han
all the
intervingut
departments in the club who have intervened today to organize this presentation here today. It's all gone very quickly. I'm very proud of how you've worked. And thank all the media that they're here today because this all came by surprise, but thank you for being here.
And these are the final words of Joan Laporta.
Acabem ja aquesta presentació i només desitjar tots els èxits a Kun Agüero. Gràcies a tothom. Fins la propera.
Well, Bruno, that was the official press conference of Kun Agüero, and the presentation comes to an end here.
Well, a long afternoon, but fantastic to hear from Kun Agüero, fantastic to see Agüero wearing Barça shirt, and now we just want to see him playing an official game for Barça.
Yes, of course, and we're going to say goodbye here. Don't forget to come and watch us. Come follow us on Twitch. In just 10 minutes, we'll be reacting to everything that has happened today, the signing of Kun Agüero, FC Barcelona's official Twitch account. We're going to say goodbye from here, Bruno, and we'll see when new signings come, if we can offer the fans these new presentations.
Sure, we will, of course, cover all the news. Laporta has said that this month of June, more signings will come. We will see. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.